Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Yeah. I'm a bird. Why are there so many birds in this courtroom? My goodness. All right, the ruler of humankind. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenma Taro, ruler of demonkind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. What? Yeah, I'm right there with you. So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes. Indeed, all was in dark. Okay, well, actually, hang on. And the part about Tenma Taro and the nine-tailed fox being there? Yes, that too! Tenma Taro towered overhead, and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold. Ah, there's a bird in my face! It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Actually... maybe? I'm not sure. Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half-dreamt that happening lingers in his mind. Apollo, maybe I can help here. Oh, right, you've got, like, crazy brain magic. Yeah, go for it, girl. Really? Oh, you mean, yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. Again. No, I think we're far enough along that this is only going to be a good thing. Honestly, what I find most bewildering about this whole situation is the fact that we're allowed to just... excuse me, Your Honor, prosecution, everybody in the gallery. Can we have like 15, 20 minutes to have a brief therapy session with the person on the witness stand? Yo, you're all cool with that? No objections at all? All right, cool, let's go. Like, that seems weird to me. It works in our favor, so I don't mind, but it's weird. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenma Taro, ruler of demonkind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox, which I was apparently happy to see. What? Why were you why? Wait, what? Why? Got it! Aren't you supposed to hate him? What's up with that? When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well. Joy? Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket. Yep, okay. All right. Okay, I mean, on one hand, I get some things, but I'm still clueless on other things. A creaking door? Oh, there's only one door that's mad creaky. Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. It needs serious oil. So, this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenma Taro towering overhead. You know, like a giant-ass Tenma Taro statue. Like, freaking 15 feet tall. Yeah. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Yeah. Makes sense to me. But I'm still not entirely sure. I mean, the idea is that the mayor was put into the chamber. But, like, if that's the case, then how did Jinxie see the mayor? That I don't get. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here in the Forbidden Chamber? No! The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur? I mean, apparently not. Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber doors opening. And the towering Tenma Taro you saw? Most likely the Forbidden Chamber statue. Why, yes! That would explain it. The darkness and the staff and the demon's grasp. Make all sorts of sense to me. But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things? Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai? Oh, that's not impossible, yeah. Fantastico, Apollo, it's entirely possible. Then again, the mask was clearly, like, involved. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what... I don't... Like, it has to be playing a role in things. I just don't know why the alderman would be wearing it or put it on. Unless he just, I don't know, was it like hanging up on a hat rack or something and he saw that? What? I don't know. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events. Misremember, you say? Let me think. Ah! I do believe I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was, well, yeah, I kind of figured that part. The amazing Ninetails. What? The amazing Ninetails? At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the amazing Ninetails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door. Wow, that barely made a dent at all. I'm sorry I asked. It's not, I mean, it's not that insane. I just don't understand the sequence of events that led to it. The amazing Ninetails? But that was the victim Alderman Kyuubi, right? Yeah. Why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Well, never mind that. This is completely new information. Let's work with it. Let's roll with it. Now, let me enter it and run an update. Alrighty. Let's see. What else we got in here? Barely conscious was them. Sitting there, laying there, whatever. There we go. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tenma Taro loomed overhead. Suddenly, the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. 'Twas a macho man, as it would seem. The amazing Ninetails had come to the rescue. Interesting. Okay, then, I mean, if it was rescue, why are you sad?
Got it!
Is that it? Is that what we're doing? When the amazing Ninetails opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy. But didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicably wash over me. Okay. A cape of red? Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why indeed? What could this mean, exactly? I don't have any idea. I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. It do? Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the... It does? What? Something this obvious could have... Okay. Hang on, wait, what evidence does it contradict? I straight up don't... What? Okay, maybe they'll explain more. When someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Okay, can you hold my hand a little bit more, though? I don't. Okay. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. It do be justice-tastical. All right. Amid the darkness. I mean, obviously it's something about... Okay, hang on. The amazing Ninetails had come to the rescue. Okay, hang on one second. The only thing I can think of... Yeah, the color's wrong? Is that the obvious thing?
Objection!
Is that the obvious conundrum here? You said the amazing Ninetails cape was red. Are you sure about that? Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... He ain't got no red cape! Mayor Tenma! Does his cape look red to you? No! That certainly does not look red! Not even scarlet or crimson either! Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my as-yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the amazing Ninetails is arrayed in a cape of red. So you mistook that red something for his cape, huh? Apparently, I guess. And remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me. So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the amazing Ninetails. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I don't know, blood? There was a lot of blood. Like a crap ton of it. Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw... Just the crime scene in general? Because there's a lot of blood. I just don't know how that would work. Something red that could produce a deep... I mean, yeah. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the alderman's blood? Blood? Wait, yes, it was blood. So wait, he died in his mask? Oh, memories are coming back. At least I hope that's what it looks like and sounds like when memories come back. It's all coming back to me now, like a boomerang. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing Ninetails. Wait, what? The alderman's bloody body. Yeah! So wait. It was someone else? What? Okay. Well, the game seems to know what's going on, so we'll follow the path. His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does that mean the amazing Ninetails killed Alderman Kyuubi? But the alderman was the amazing Ninetails, so how does that work? I asked you first. I straight up don't know. Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, I do. I do it a lot. But at the time of our crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover, silence. Thonk, thonk. Hoy! Small fry, don't you think this strange? This little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said not about seeing the amazing Ninetails there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Yeah, no, so I'm so confused, actually. Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? It's not that I can, so much as it is I have to, actually. Yeah, of course, I can explain it, sure. Because if I don't, we're just kind of screwed. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. Ugh. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Yeah, I like those better. I don't like threats of violence upon mine head. Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, well, first of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. But then the only thing I can think of is that... Because if the mayor isn't there and the alderman is dead, then that means that LaBelle was dressed as the amazing Ninetails? Why would he be doing that? These two, I don't understand, and then why wouldn't Jinxie have said anything? These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So, let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma? A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for us? No, not really. Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. Yeah, no, I'm with Apollo here. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has, in fact, misremembered the events, what could have made her do so? I mean, this is literally the... I mean... It's the only answer here that makes sense. I am legitimately really thinking here. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
But the... Wait! Then... Wouldn't that mean that the alderman wasn't Ninetails then? Would that make sense? That is a complete impossibility! Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yeah, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? Yeah, with a mask, but... I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Okay. Yeah, I guess we were wrong. Was the whole goal to make him seem so much like the obvious choice that he just wasn't? Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? No, please, I think I'll... Oh, that's Jesus! Ah! Ah, dang it. Apollo died. That sucks. Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Apollo's not dead. That's fun. Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your baldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments. What's even left for me to do? Apollo! Remember what Mr. Wright always says.
Remember, licking doorknobs is illegal on other planets.
When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. I mean, I have a theory, but I don't know. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. Yeah, because of the whole masked wrestler thingy, dingy. So okay, I guess he must be! I guess. Yes, to have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. Thank you for the flashback. It was not entirely necessary, but thank you still. Well, this is very weird to me, but okay, sure. The game threw me for a bit of a loop, if this is all well and true. And what about that fact that it was the amazing Ninetails who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others? Can these facts turn things around? I'm gonna go ahead and say, sure, why not? Ah! Okay, I think I was right. We got it all backwards! Apollo? I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your baldness, I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. No, you will indulge us. Maliciously! And the defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will. Oh, shut up. Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
No, I still got something here. I do have proof! Do you now? I do, indeed, yes, actually. All right, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume, or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably, yes, linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down! Like a cake, I guess! This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. It's gotta be the mask! It's gotta be! Yeah! What the absolute claptrap? Poppycock, balderdash, British words? We thought the alderman was the amazing Ninetails and the mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we were believed the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetails Vale. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro at all. He was the amazing Ninetails. Athena's face always makes me laugh. What was this? A secret identity so actually very well kept, I straight up didn't even consider it. You'd best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derived such a far-fetched conclusion? Okay, sure. Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetails, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. I just didn't think that the mayor was, so buff? That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetails she saw passed out. Oh, that is a very silly, that is a very, very silly looking thing. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
Silence!
No! The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's also a factor, but also the mayor isn't that buff. Wait. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build, too? I mean, I guess if that was what he set out to do. And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different. Plus, he's the age of the mayor, so I guess he wouldn't know how he sounds.
Silence!
I don't wanna! Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
You know nothing of masked wrestling, you dingus. God, a masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Ninetails, she would never dare unmask him. Ah! Dragon Ball! It's fun seeing him get all frazzled. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Straight up shanked him what good. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then, he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, which he had, I guess, as the aide. He would have that, I guess, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetails mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then, the person who said I killed Alderman Kyubi was a bamboozlement most foul. Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence!
No! This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and—
Objection!
No, you twisted samurai! This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Yo! Oh, he's not used to talk back. That's awesome. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber. So he could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. So the amazing Ninetails the mayor saw was, right, it was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. What a weird-ass coincidence of timing. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenma Taro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. And just made a whole mess of the place, he did. As he did, he left behind a trail of feathers and tracks. And gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox Chamber. I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense. Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox Chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence!
Why? I'm right, shut up. For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetails. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetails is preposterous.
Objection!
Yeah, except the mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetails. That's, oh, okay, that actually makes sense. Okay, this is madness. No? I'm not making the joke, no. No one could possibly had such an insane plot. No one except a killer as insane as his plot. And I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies. Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am! We still doing this? Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you? Oh, now what? He's blonde now. You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Ninetails.
Objection!
Okay, why not? What do you mean? Well, he has the mayor admitted to it yet. I mean, he was about to, but that's just... And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. What? What? You would dare reveal the secret? My good friend the Alderman told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions now, would it? The truth behind Tenma Taro? What's he talking about? So, go ahead, say it! Say I am the amazing Ninetails. I dare you!
Objection!
Judge, this is all very suspicious to me. Wait, will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenma Taro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetails, you'll expose the truth? Right! I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice Dodo? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. You don't know I'm useless. I'll show you who's useless! Paulo, don't you dare give up now! I know. Okay, Your Honor! I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetails is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetails or not? Whew, okay. What's he gonna say? The amazing Ninetails' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetails' Vale, just as the superstitions say. Okay. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the amazing Ninetails, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here. Stinky. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the amazing Ninetails anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetails Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetails, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle's going to expose the secret behind Tenma Taro. Ah, we're so close, I know it! How do I do this? The defense may cross-examine the witness. Okay. I guess I'll just press on stuff and see what happens. I mean, something's gotta give, right? The amazing Ninetails' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did to such nonsense, no, don't go backwards, I will expose the truth behind, okay.
Hold it!
Can I get more to work with here? Just how did you learn of this so-called truth behind Tenma Taro? Alderman Kyubi told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tenma Taro. Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle? Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much he shared the secrets with me. I don't know if that's true. Unless, I guess, maybe? What? Did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden... I guess we did never figure out that, so... Okay, I guess so. Damn, that's messed up. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tenma Taro. Okay. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetails Vale, just as the superstitions say.
Hold it!
Okay. Do not gaze upon Tenma Taro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the villagers' superstitions say? Exactly! Telling others what Tenma Taro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. Ruin coming to the village if you free it? Is that a warning not to expose the truth? Ah, bingo! And that truth is, Tenma Taro is a great greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetails Vale is all about. Tenma Taro with a great fortune. Come to think of it. Okay. And yeah, actually, whoa. That scroll we saw when we were in there. It was like Tenma Taro was like a big gold nugget that turned into a bird. I remember that being weird. So then Tenma Taro is money, and that money got taken. Right? Yeah, because I mean, it's all right here. Only that's the greatest get rich quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it, said there's an amazing treasure in there. Yeah, okay. Could Tenma Taro actually be? Apparently he was treasure. The real Tenma Taro was the treasure of friendship, or gold, whatever. Telling the villagers that Tenma Taro was a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Well. It seems our race attorney here, hey, drop the top, has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Our Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenma Taro exists. That's why the secret must be protected. As long as Tenma Taro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Okay, no, I get it. Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tenma Taro exists. But Tenma Taro doesn't exist. It got stolen I don't even know how long ago. And we know that because of this thing.
Objection!
This weird-ass freaking thing. I didn't even know what we would be doing with this. Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenma Taro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tenma Taro no longer existed? Oh my god, what on earth are you talking about? That's so stupid. Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenma Taro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you, after all. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Oh, really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I have proof that Tenma Taro no longer exists. Take a look at this weird-ass thing. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. Kind of looks like Dompe the Gravekeeper, if I'm honest with you. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief, Azuki Kozo, used to leave them at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that Tenma Taro has been stolen? Mm-hmm. Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. And by that hideous moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less? You! Ah, my eyes! My beautiful golden Tenma Taro was... The greed inspired by Tenma Taro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetails Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenma Taro. For he said to me the gold ingot was gone. I thought it was a nugget. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenma Taro's true form? How big was that thing? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Should I be doing the crow voice anymore? I don't even know. Tenma Taro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetails Vale. It's like he's talking, but like, I don't know. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetails Vale land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus, it was the yokai Tenma Taro came to be. Goddamn. So Tenma Taro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenma Taro made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil. It really, truly do be. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetails Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenma Taro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenma Town would never seek to take over Ninetails Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenma Taro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you? No! Don't do it! Please, no! Oh, he gonna. Oh, he about to. Be gone, you demented demon! Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetails is indeed me! I can't laugh that much, but you get the idea. I had ran out of air long before he got into like the second part of that. And that means Jinxie! Oh, suddenly Jinxie's here. Hello. Yes? The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber. Was he wearing the amazing Ninetails mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Kyubi that day, so it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it? No, it weren't. Twere not. It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Sheesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme. There were so many ways this could have gone wrong. And this is just but one of them. You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Oh, God! I'm getting all the voices screwed up. Whatever. The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Kyubi. But Florent LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant! Oh, man. That does gotta sting wet proper bad.
Silence.
Yeah, okay. I thought we were lingering on that a little too long. Plus, that wasn't really a breakdown. We gotta have a breakdown. Justice Dono. You should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? Damn it, I'm doing the tough guy voice again. What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. Yes, you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. But right! Let's see some evidence! Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. Man, I hope I have to not do that much anymore. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword, you will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Ah, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Sure? Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. You do? I guess. Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need, too. Okay. Hang on. What are we doing here? Okay, we got the scroll. We don't need that anymore. The floor plans shouldn't be a thing anymore. I don't think that's a thing. A mask. Okay. A photo of the hero. Jinxie's statement, the autopsy, the chamber. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, just reading through everything, a mask found washed up by the riverside. It might have been at the crime scene, white hair inside. But we know that the amazing Ninetails doesn't have white hair. So why would white hair be in there? He doesn't have white hair. Unless he does. Because we haven't used this. It's hair color that washes out with water. So, yeah. If there was hair in there and it wasn't the right color and then he threw it and then it ended up in the river, then that counts as washing. So, yeah. Okay. I was mostly just thinking about this and how it was supposed to play a role in anything. I completely forgot that hair was even found inside this thing. Okay, I think I got something here. Whoa, hello, what's happening? Let's review the facts. What? No, actually, what? Okay. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the amazing Ninetails. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The amazing Ninetails is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why, when his daughter Jinxie saw the amazing Ninetails collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside the... Yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? Oh, yeah, okay. This is weird and different. A clue inside. This is weird and different, but cool. Oh, I know. The amazing Ninetails mask. It was found washed up alongside the river. What sort of clue does the mask hold? Let's go! I really like how this is playing out. This is neat. And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? It can't be QB, so it's gotta be him. The white hair is LaBelle's. Right, that hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence. Did Apollo Justice have a freaking goddamn Jimmy Neutron brain blast in the middle of the courtroom? What the hell was that? Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? Yeah, apparently. Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will. That mask? How is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Kyubi. Yes, but the amazing Ninetails, as we know now is Mayor Tenma, so that's correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like... If you ever call white hair hideous again, I swear to God, I will bring you to an entirely new brand of justice.
Silence.
I will do no such thing! Some things are worth fighting for. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color or another.
Objection!
Shows what you know, jackass! No, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all of the remaining riddle. You know, it's kind of funny when you think about it. He straight up, like, handed this to us. That was a really stupid thing he did. That was a bad idea. That's... What is that? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the amazing Ninetails mask washed up alongside of the village river with white hair inside it. Ah, there we go. That made its mark. What's this? Are you saying that Breeding Peacock's hair color is... That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. Are you bad-mouthing white hair too? Because I'm not standing by that. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetails Vale, we now have a real-life expose. Ah! The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it! Florent LaBelle! 3D! You were the one who killed Alderman Rex Kyubi! You... Peasant! How dare you! You profound my beauty like a bug! I'm going to exterminate you like I did the Alderman! Whoa! Dude is weathered. Hello? This is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out? LaBelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello? This is LaBelle. There's a stratospheric damages claim against me. $100 million. I'm finished. Washed up. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated? Yeah. Yeah, you were. Order in the court! Man, that was fun! Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Wait, that was a compliment, right? I choose to think it was. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Laurent LaBelle? Oh, I murdered him. The defaced man is withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. What? Did they just dump him on the front lawn and let the lawn sprinklers get him? What? Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenma Taro. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetails Vale. LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetails saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. And how'd that go for him? I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. I mean, apparently he's $100 million, apparently. I mean, I don't know if that was a thing before. LaBelle hid his past well, much like he had hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such voracity. So, he planned all of this. Right down to murdering a man. Because he was so in debt as a result of his crappy cosmetic brand. There had to be an easier way to get money. Even crime-wise, there had to be a better way than this. This is so convoluted. Mans is dumb. Too bad for him. Someone else had gotten to it first anyway. Dum dum dum. I see. Oh, all right then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, not guilty! 3D pan out! Ka ka ka! Happy Athena! Despondent Birdman! Bearded judge! Court is adjourned! Get the hell out of here! It really never gets old, you know? It's something I've always loved about this series and why I'm always happy to come back to it. It's just... I don't know why, but it's the most satisfying thing in the universe to get all of this stuff and you make a culprit like break down in the end. I love it. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenma Taro from Ninetails Vale like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. That's true! Could have just wham-a-lammed him on the head even harder, or a second time. Then it could have just been a double murder. I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the Amazing Ninetails' true identity himself. Oh, so basically what you're saying is he was greedy on top of greedy. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetails. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed, basically making him the primo, ultimate blackmail target in the universe. Oh, I get it. Then he would basically be the mayor. Yeah, okay. If the Amazing Ninetails was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then, when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. Or I guess I was overthinking it? Whatever. Either way, okay. What an insanely intricate plot. A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval. Why are you acting like Tenma Taro again? Let this be of no concern to you. Maybe I just think it's fun. How can it not concern me? It's very weird. Tenma Taro, be gone! Ah! Jinxie. Seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you. Maybe it's just a game they play. Papa, you're finally back! Now we can finally take a nap. Yes, it would seem Tenma Taro is no match for you. Oh, it was that. That's actually really cute. I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore. Aw, look at that. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? Oh, that's just lovely. This is all thanks to you, too. Too bad the Amazing Ninetails will have to retire, though. Aw, how come? Well, I mean, once a masked wrestler's unmasked, there's not really much there anymore, is there? Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Ninetails, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue. I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside. Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask. And to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting? For me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes. The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Hell yeah! Yeah! You're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa. Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this. I've been keeping it in my pockets.
Take that!
And it is yours once again. Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting. By all means. Wait, how did he do? What? Okay.
Ninetails Vale forever!
I don't know how he did that, but okay. I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetails Vale. Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer slash killer is behind bars, and the merger's no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetails is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetails Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said. Boom. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I am starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be past yours too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways. Ugh! Very funny. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without getting an ounce. I assume that's a phrase I've just never heard of before. I hope your leg is in fact not hollow. There should be bones in there or something. Really? I can't wait to see this. Calories? Ha! Just let him try to stick on me. All right, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldune's noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. Wait, isn't his food, like, terrible? I thought they were just, like, pure salt. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. I guess it's an acquired taste? Okay, whatever. I was not expecting an Eldune noodle comeback, but there you go. Well, what are we waiting for? The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. Yay! Thanks, boss. Phoenix is a good boss. That's awesome. I won't let you down. Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldune's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. Well, then it's a good thing Athena's not a man. Boom. That was our first case together. And it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. But then a bunch of stuff brought us down. It was a bummer. The dark age of the law seemed so distant. So irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along. Right there behind us. Yeah, eventually the good times are going to have to stop and things are going to have to get, like, real serious. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. Athena's talking mad serious. Dang. Dang, that was a good one. I liked that. That was a lot of fun. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, no. For a case 2, solid. Very solid. All right. Well, with all that taken care of, I have been informed by a close friend, the Sassless, that apparently now I need to stop playing in the order that it is, and I need to go and play a bonus case that I guess was added as DLC, because it takes place in between chapters 2 and 3, or cases 2 and 3. So in the next part, I guess we'll do whatever that is. I don't know why I have to do it this way, because, I mean, it makes me feel like, I mean, if there was a DLC that came out after the game came out, then I don't know. There's got to be a reason. I trust my friend, so I'll just have to do as she says. We'll see what the super secret is in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.